City of Stevens Point Transportation Commission meeting, recorded March 11, 2024.
Okay. Call meeting to order, meeting of the Transportation Commission of Curtis County. Stevens Point to meet together at 4:46. Roll call.
All right, Alder Kneebone,
Here.
Carolyn Peterson,
Here.
Heidi Oberstadt,
Here.
Tom Bertram, present, Nicole Lisney, and Allison Burr told me she was going to be here, but she's running a little late, and Neil Prendergast.
Here.
Okay, and then not on the commission, we've got Talon Shireman, Alder Shuda, Tom Carroll, and Caitlin Wall.
Spaced out. Okay, approval of the December 11, 2023 minutes. Is a motion?
Tom Bertram will move to approve.
I'll second. Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Approval of December 2023, January 2024, and February 2024 financial page report.
Procedural question.
Yes.
Do we do them all at once, or would you like us to do them all individually?
So, yeah, historically, we've done them all at once.
I don't remember, so that's why I had to ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where? I don't see the January.
Okay, so you want to go next to bank balances as of December 1st, and then I think they're out of order here. Bank balances as of February, and then the third one is bank balances as of January.
So it's on the left side, Carolyn, you're probably looking at the very top.
The headers.
Mhm.
Here, yeah.
Right here.
And it
Yeah.
was prepared
So
for
this
last
is
month's meeting.
December.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is.
February up here and December here.
So there were two that were prepared for last month's meeting, which got canceled at the
Okay.
last minute.
Your budget runs calendar year, not, like your fiscal year is on the calendar?
Correct, yeah.
So then the new start, so the December was last year's fiscal.
Yep. There is, so, and we do accounting like, for our reimbursement from the feds, for, oh, I forget what they call it, but when the expense is, it's what month the expense is for. So this is checks paid, this report is. So there are items here that actually go into, you know, fiscal year 2023 that, you know, it's when, this is when people cash the checks. Or they come out that way, but then they're just backdated into our GL account. So that's more from an accounting.
I have a quick question,
Yes.
just because I am curious. What is the shoe reimbursement for? Was there an incident, or is this something that happens?
No. All of our all of our drivers, supervisors, do get a shoe allowance.
Got
every
it.
year. So you'll see that, is there a rather large one in January?
No, I just saw one and I hadn't noticed one before.
Yeah.
Oh, I better.
The drivers usually come out for payroll, and then supervisors will come out individually as a tournament.
Okay. Perfect.
Good motion.
I'll move approval.
Second.
Mary said she was second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? approval to spend up to $20,000 from the dedicated transit fund for the local share, which is 20% of the 5304 planning grant program in order to fund the planning and design of a downtown transfer center.
Okay, so, kind of, housekeeping on this is, when there's expenses that we can plan for coming up, we'll go to city capital with those expenses. But there are capital expenses that come out outside of that, and we do have transportation funds set aside specifically for those. Allison, no worries. For those expenses, I know over COVID, we had set aside $350,000 specifically of CARES Act funds that came in. This is a planning grant specifically for transit, the 5304 grant is. For most projects like a transportation development plan, they come in at 100%. So we applied for this grant, thinking that we will need more transit-specific design and planning for downtown transfer center. And it came back at 80-20, where we pay 20% of the local share. So that's why I'm coming to the Transportation Commission for permission on covering that local share. The grant was up to $100,000, and it sounds like planning and design for a building like this usually comes in around that amount, between $80,000 and $100,000, but it's just up to that, so it's 20% of.
So, is this transfer center, gonna go in downtown, no matter what they do? Because I know we had a meeting about the design or what's going to happen or whatever. So no matter what the final design is, the transfer center is kind of separate.
So, so there's a Shopko, development meeting about the redevelopment of the Shopko block downtown. This is for that transfer center that would be a part of that plan. So unless that plan changes on exactly what's going down there, then yes, this would be to plan and design for that area. There's also a feasibility portion of it that's written in for whoever ends up being the firm that designs this, to kind of look at the feasibility of that area for a transfer center. And right now, with the city plans, I don't think we're going to look at any other areas. But it is something that there's a possibility of us looking at the feasibility of some other areas. I know, before that Shopko plan, we had talked about a few other places, but it looks like that's going to be the spot.
Any discussion? Patrick?
Oh, sorry.
Do we have a,
Then, like, this is the grant agreement, this is the stuff we're talking about?
Yes.
This is the 5304?
Yep, this is the 5304 grant. I thought this is just some informational stuff. There's plenty of information out there on the 5304 grant, but this is this is what the mayor would sign off on the grant agreement, but I thought it kind of gives a good breakdown of the purpose of the grant and then kind of some of those federal requirements for it.
Question for you. So, and I apologize that I'm not super familiar with 5304 grants. So, is 20% the maximum that they would have, a transit pay, or is it like you know, 80 to 100% is covered in the grant application, or how does that work?
It is, I've never seen it. It's usually either 20% or 0%
Okay.
of what we'd have them pay. So, that being said, you know, some of these, competitive grants, especially when a lot of people are applying for them, they start to go up in percentage, how much you pay.
Yeah.
But this isn't something I've ever seen.
Do you know if that's why ours is not covered at 100%? Is it because it's less of competition this year, or?
No, I think it's because of the scope.
Okay.
So, it's the kind of specificity, is that the right word? Of transit planning and kind of what falls under that.
Okay.
So, like where planning and designing a transfer center versus doing a route plan, would be,
Okay. So this is totally expected and,
yeah.
okay.
I didn't know exactly how it would come back from with that, but yeah, it's nothing out of the normal.
Well, with that, then do we have a motion?
No.
Okay, I'll move approval.
Second? Second. Any discussion, any further discussion?
That being said, if anybody, you know, as we kind of move closer and closer to the designing of the transit aspects of that building in the transfer center, if anybody ever has any suggestions or input that they want to do, feel free to reach out to me or, you know, anytime. I don't know why the TV keeps.
Okay. All right.
Okay, are there any opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes. Okay. Is that all we have? Okay, then the next meeting date is April 8th, 2024 at 4:45.
Perfect.
And we are adjourned at 4:59.
Thank you.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.